You ever just been scrolling the app for pure entertainment and then out of nowhere somebody teaches you something that's really interesting? If you're into that, stay tuned for this video. Today's word of the day is photoperiodism, so let's talk about it. So photoperiodism refers to organisms that can determine the seasons by judging how long the daylight to darkness ratio is and which direction it is trending. Let's take for example a migratory bird. If migratory birds were to base their migration based on weather changes very quickly. So all of a sudden you get your first cold front, those birds might start migrating prematurely just because there was a cooler set of a few days. Weather also varies greatly by latitude and by altitude, and so it could get really confusing if you were going to base your migration on only weather. But something that is way more consistent all across the world is the ratio of daylight to darkness as the seasons change. In summertime, the days are longer, and in wintertime, the days are a lot shorter. And that's also why many plants have developed photoperiodism, because it allows them to reliably know when they should grow and when they should stop growing, when they should flower, etc. Two really good examples of plants that use photoperiodism are chrysanthemums or mums and poinsettias. Now the way that poinsettias handle this is really interesting. They all start off green like this before they turn into their pretty red color for Christmas. Now as poinsettias are growing, they're constantly producing a protein that will trigger them to bloom. But in order to do that, that protein has to accumulate to a certain level. Now the catch is, the protein is degraded by sunlight or actually any kind of light source. In fact, it is so sensitive to light. If we had any lights on here that would kick on even for a few minutes at night, it would interrupt that bloom cycle of these plants and they would not bloom on time. This is also why homeowners usually cannot get a poinsettia to bloom for the following year, because usually they have some type of ambient light like a lamp or a street light from outside shining on those plants at night, and so those proteins are not able to accumulate to sufficient levels. These plants need about 12 hours of uninterrupted darkness for them to really bloom to their full potential. And that's actually why these plants, which are a tropical plant, became the Christmas flower, because where they're native to in Mexico, they naturally bloom in the late fall or winter around Christmas time. Hopefully this is some cool new information for you, and stay tuned because these plants are going to transform in the videos to come. So make sure you're following for more good content and updates on these.